This is a video of the Titan submersible lying on the ocean floor, which disappeared somewhere in 2023. On June 18th, 2023 at 9:19 in the morning, the Titan submersible is lowered into the North Atlantic Ocean to view the famous unsinkable Titanic wreckage. For the 5 people sitting in it, this was going to be quite an exciting expedition because they were about to experience the Titanic shipwreck at a depth of 3,800 meters with their own eyes for the first time and also for the last time. Approximately 1.5 hours later, contact is lost with the Titan. What happened to the Titan, whether the passengers inside are alive or not, for the next 2 days, this was the only topic of discussion around the world. After 2 days of search operations, finally news comes that the search team finds some broken parts of the Titan, indicating that no one survived in the submersible. New and official details have now emerged for the first time after the Titan submersible accident. After the investigation, the US Coast Guards analyzed the conversations between Titan and the mothership Polar Prince stationed above. Publicly released what conversations occurred from the depth of the ocean with Titan's mothership, what they saw near the Titanic shipwreck, and what the last message received by the mothership was before the signal broke. In Zem TV's videos, once again, welcome. Viewers, for the first time after 1.5 years of this incident, the US Coast Guards have released the video of the half remains of Titan, which can be seen alone, isolated at a depth of 3,775 meters on the ocean floor. This appears to be the rear part of the submersible, which means the part that actually exploded was the front section where all 5 passengers were seated. The second video released by Coast Guards shows the front part of the submersible, which is completely destroyed. Pieces of carbon fiber are scattered on the ocean floor. This proves that the front of the Titan, that means the water pressure first crushed the hull in the front part and entered, and with the same pressure, the back part got separated. At the bottom of the ocean, there was a remotely controlled submersible searching for this part, which had contact with Titan. It was sent on June 22nd, 2023, 3 days after the rupture by Pelagic Research Services. The debris of the submersible that went to view the Titanic's wreck lies only 1,600 feet away from the Titanic itself. But you will be even more amazed to know that 112 years ago, the Titanic's first-class ticket was only £150, which, if converted to today's currency, amounts to $4,300. And the passengers in Titan bought a ticket for $105,000 to see the Titanic's wreckage. As Titan was descending into the dark depths of the Atlantic Ocean, its surface polar pre-atpa antasam andas. There were a total of 3 tourists in the Titan submersible, including a well-known businessman from Dubai and adventure sports enthusiast Hamish Harding, as well as 2 members of a Pakistani family, Shahzada Dawood and his son Suleiman Dawood. Among the crew members were Stockton Rush, who operated the Titan and was the owner of Ocean Gate, and finally a Titanic shipwreck expert who had visited the RMS Titanic wreck dozens of times before, 77-year-old Paul Henry Narjolet. After this accident, everyone wanted to know what exactly happened at the bottom of the ocean that caused the Titan to implode, because when the Titan lost contact, the US Navy's underwater radars detected a strange sound in the ocean, which was an unnatural sound. There was also a lot of concern about what exactly this sound was. Did some sea creature attack the Titan, or was this some kind of an SOS signal? This matter was still ongoing, and people had not yet received answers to their questions when a news article emerged related to the past record of the Titan submersible. It stated that in 2018, OceanGate's Director of Operations, David Lockridge, who worked on Titan, was fired by CEO Stockton Rush because he had raised several questions about Titan's safety. In fact, the Titan was a submersible that Stockton Rush himself designed and developed, and its body was specifically made of carbon fiber. And this material was not extensively tested and certified for deep-sea adventures, meaning it was an experimental submersible and was not certified by any department. David Lockridge told OceanGate's CEO Stockton Rush several times that it was not safe for passengers, but he did not love. Finally, when they were removed from the job, David published an engineering report in 2018 explaining how a carbon fiber solution could not be safe for a submersible at a depth of 4,000 meters. There was an ongoing court battle between OceanGate's CEO and David, which had not reached a decision at the time of the Titan's accident. After the accident, when this report was revealed, it raised many questions about the construction of the Titan. That when the submersible was in the experimental phase, how was it used for underwater tourism? Wasn't there any body in the USA to regulate such adventures? During this time, another problem arose for OceanGate. The family of the crew member aboard the Titan, Paul Henry Nargeolet, who was also an expert on the Titanic shipwreck, sued OceanGate for $50 million. He said that Paul has seen the Titanic wreck leave the most in the world 37 times, and there might hardly be anyone with as much knowledge about the famous Titanic shipwreck. The lawsuit stated that OceanGate hid its past mistakes from the public, which resulted in them losing their family member. The pressure from the court and media kept increasing, and there was a strong need for a high-level inquiry to find out what exactly caused the Titan to explode and who was at fault. Therefore, the Transportation Safety Board of Canada and the United States Marine Bureau launched a joint investigation in which, for the first time, details about the Titan came to light that were previously concealed by OceanGate. The investigation reveals that by January 2018, Titan was fully manufactured and assembled, but the next month it was sent to the Bahamas for testing, where it was struck by lightning during testing. At that time, Titan was underwater, and that was the only reason it was saved, but the lightning strike had compromised its hull. Its solution was compromised. Even after this incident, Titan successfully touched a depth of 4,200 meters, where the ocean pressure is 6,154 psi, meaning 6,154 pounds on just 1 square inch, or the weight of a Hilux car. When the Titan passed the test at a depth of 4,200 meters, everyone thought that the carbon fiber hull was safe, but the investigation noted that according to industry standards, the submersible should go to a maximum depth of 1. That is, if the Titanic shipwreck is at 3,800 meters below, then its testing should have been done for at least 4,750 meters, which was not performed. Not only this, but in 2019, the pilot identified a crack in the inner part of Titan's carbon fiber hull, which was deliberately ignored. Investigators have released for the first time an animation from the launch to the explosion of the Titan submersible, in which the conversations between the mothership, Polar Prince and Titan have been made public. On June 16, 2023, at 9 in the morning, after departing from a port in Canada, the Polar Prince traveled for 2 days and reached the point in the Atlantic Ocean where the Titanic shipwreck is located 3,800 meters below. On June 18th at 9:19 in the morning, Titan is lowered from Polar Prince. During the descent, Titan informed Polar Prince moment by moment of its depth and location. The location of the Titan, its speed of descent, and depth were also automatically received by the Polar Prince, but it was being confirmed in the messages as at 9:32 the Polar Prince said, "Have you at 680 meters?" To which the pilot of the Titan responded. At 9:36, Polar Prince asked, "What is your dive payload?" To which Titan replied, 1676. In this way, their messages continued. At 9:50, Polar Prince asked, "Do you see Polar Prince on your display?" But this time, there is no response from Titan. There was silence for the next 20 minutes, but then at 10:13, a reply comes from Polar Prince that our chat settings had disappeared. After that, Paul-Henri Narjolet took over the chat and said, "All good here." The time was 10:15. Exactly at 10:28, the depth of Titan was 2,744 meters, and at that time they reported that they were present southeast of the Titanic bow section, which Polar Prince also acknowledged. At 10:41, Polar Prince said to make sure to provide your time and location when you deploy the Niskin bottle, to which Titan replied that there is no Niskin bottle. A Niskin bottle is a type of bottle that is used to collect samples from the ocean floor. Just a few minutes later, at 10:47, when Titan's depth was 3,346 meters, meaning only 454 meters away from the Titanic, they sent their last message. Weights are attached to the submersible, allowing it to descend into the water. When the descent speed needs to be reduced, the weights are dropped one by one so that the speed of descent can be decreased. As soon as they sent this message, Titan lost contact with Polar Prince, and this time they never received any reply from them. I hope you will like and share this video from Jaim TV abundantly. Your loving comments are very appreciated